This is Dave with XMD. I'm here with Phil and Adrian of Assuming We Survive.
You got it, brother.
Damn. So what's it like being on this tour, man?
First off, it's amazing. It's such a great opportunity, and like everyone on this tour is so amazing. There's such great bands that we look up to, new bands we've met that we've fallen in love with. It's a lot of work, long hours, lots of tanning, as you can tell. Like, you know.
Nice and luscious coat.
Hey, at least you don't have the driver tan. I mean, come on.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. You know, it's one of those things too, like where like everyone's like, "Oh, you're gonna lose weight on this tour." I actually gained weight on this tour. Catering's amazing. Tada Catering is like on point. They're crushing it right now. So I actually gained weight on this tour.
I think I'm down like 0.702.
Oh, check him out. He's actually got it down to the point.
Drinking lots of water.
So, what do you feel that this has widened your guys' fan base?
Oh, 100%. I mean, you're any band that's on this tour is so fortunate that you're exposed to so many people, and it's up to you, really. I mean, granted, there's people that know who your band is, but there's so many more people that are out there that don't know who your band is. So it's like it's such a great opportunity for you to go out as a band and work your butts off, which is why like 90% of the bands that are on this tour are here, is because they're workaholics and they're very humble and hardworking. So it's one of those things where you have an opportunity to go meet so many people, and it's up to you to really make those connections and broaden your fan base. Besides the random people that are walking past your stage while you're playing, you know what I mean? But outside of that, like, actually just go up and meet people and talk to them and see how their day's going and be like, yeah, at the end of the conversation, well, if you have a chance, come check out our band, you know? Like, but it's a great opportunity to like expand your fan base, and we're very fortunate. This tour has been super, super good to us.
So you see it that having so many genres in one festival actually benefits?
It's the most beautiful thing. Like back home, we promote shows and we book shows all the time as a band as well. And all of our shows are very like multi-genre, you know. And I feel like that makes it fun. You know, when you can go to a show and it's just not, you know, it's not just a punk show or not just a metal show. Or sometimes it ends up being that where like all the bands sound the same. You know what I mean?
Death metal.
Oh yeah, death metal, exactly. And granted, we're fans too. You know, don't let our pop punkness fool you. We're a bunch of metalheads at heart, but it's cool because like you're exposed to so many different types of genres of music. I mean, you have bands that we love now called the Airs, Sykes, you know, and they're in the pop realm, and they're phenomenal. And then you have bands like Broadside and Rome, which are on the pop punk level. You know, upcoming bands and Ocean's 8 Alaska, heavy band, you know, Cruel Hands. There's something for everybody on this tour, and there's something for people that don't even know they like the genre yet, you know, and that's what's cool. I love it. Like I feel like it's super rad, and like the first half of the tour we had our boys in Pepper, you know, they're like reggae, you know, punk rock. I met them in Hawaii when I was stationed in Hawaii. Good dudes, and We the Kings, you know, with such a cool little genre that they have going on, and it's just awesome to have such diverse music on one big tour. You know, that's what makes this tour great. You know, you have so many different people and different styles of music, and like I said, there's something for everybody on this tour.
So what's your guys' plans out? Because there's only 2 more days left, and then what's next for you guys?
We got a couple of weeks off, and
we're doing can we announce what's the Freedom Fest, right?
Yeah, we can announce that. So we're doing Freedom Fest.
Yeah,
it's military backed. Yeah, and we're good friends with those dudes. And I was in the Army for a long time, so we kind of connected with all those dudes. And the Range 15, Article 15 dudes, or AR-15 dudes are just solid, awesome dudes. You know what I mean? Actually, heroes. So it's cool to link up with them and give something back to the military community, which is awesome. We're doing a couple of off shows with 7 Minutes in Heaven. Leading up to So Wet Fest, so that should be fun.
And then a fall headliner, it looks like.
Yeah, so November till December.
Is that looking at being U.S. or Europe?
Yeah, full U.S.
Full
yeah,
US.
we're gonna do the full routing again. So super excited to be back on the road.
So there's a lot of big name bands, Slipknot, Marilyn Manson. They really don't like press. They don't like photographers. They don't like their fans having cell phones out in the crowd. What's your guys' stance on that?
You know, I feel like, well, press is awesome in the sense that, like, if you think about it as a band level, right? Like if you're in press and you're starting off as press, like, and you're just making your way, you already have your fan base of not only your friends but people that follow you. You know what I mean? So it's an outlet for us to reach people that we might not have ever reached. You know what I mean? That may have never heard of us or seen us play. So I think press is awesome, and it's always good. And it's not always monotonous. It's not always the same questions, which is cool. You know what I mean? Everybody has their different things that they like to ask and find out about us. And as far as the cell phones at shows, it's hit or miss. When I see cell phones out at shows, I make it an interactive thing. So I start grabbing people's cell phones and like taking them all in the crowd and like, if people are just standing there with their cell phones, I mean, it doesn't bug me much as long as they're having a good time, you know what I mean, and enjoying the show. But I definitely see other bands that like don't like it as much.
Yeah.
And I mean, I understand their point of view. Like, put the cell phone down and enjoy the show.
If you're like at Yosemite National Park and you're like filming all of the wilderness, which is cool.
It's tight.
But you're not really sucking it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're not really
soaking
absorbing it. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I think it's cool, like for a song or two. If you're like
the whole set, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess if that's what you're into, cool, whatever. But it's like be a part of the show. Like put your cell phone down and like really like kind of try to really connect with what's going on.
Humanity.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Like
this is kind of, I luck out because I suck at my phone. I'm always on my phone because I'm always like networking or writing fans back. I haven't had data in like 3 weeks because I watched Ancient Aliens on Netflix for like 2 days straight and I ran out of data. So it's kind of actually nice to disconnect.
yeah.
But I mean, it sucks as well because like I really want to be engaging my fans and our fans.
I would personally rather see a kid like singing his heart out and making eye contact with him
than on their phone.
than if he's like kind of, you know what I mean? Like that's just my personal opinion. Though. That's just.
That's actually a really good answer because I come from that genre where we go to a punk or metal show, we pitted.
Oh yeah.
There was no.
Yeah.
There's no cell phones.
No cell phones, and back then you couldn't even get a small camera into where today now they got cell phones, small cameras they let through the gates now, and
Our cell phones are more powerful than the first space shuttles were. I mean, that's crazy.
I mean.
Mind blown.
So with the presidential election coming up, who are you guys going for? Or who would you have liked to have seen?
It's one of those things where the one thing I think our band doesn't preach is definitely religion and politics.
Yeah,
so
we kind of stay pretty neutral.
Our opinions are our opinions, definitely, and we want people to like think for themselves and not like we don't want to influence anybody in those decisions because those are major decisions, you know what I mean? And everyone thinks differently, So not gonna dive into that one. Definitely, I mean, I'm not gonna dive into that.
Mainly one of the reasons is because now you're starting to see where this year we actually have an independent, which we really haven't had since late 80s, 90s with Ross Perot.
Yeah, right, that's right.
He was the real last independent to go, and now we got Gary Johnson, who's trying to come in between the two powerhouses. Do you feel that our country needs to look at, besides just two powerhouses?
Oh yeah, I think our country, if anything, our country should definitely it's about time that we as a country find out what our country actually needs. Instead of being fed what the powers that be think that our country needs, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously there's things out of our control as a country, but we should definitely, find the right person to speak for us, to be our voice as a country.
So the last question of the day is, with piracy not being able to be stopped on the internet now, and people can get the albums any and every way you can imagine, where do you see our industry going for bands to be successful and succeed?
We've seen it in a cool, crazy way that it's almost in a very beautiful way. I mean, it's damaging in the sense that yes, okay, so bands aren't making as much money as they once did, but you also have this resurgence of these amazing bands that, from back in the day that are now playing club tours, small venues, that are coming back, making a comeback. And I think that, in a weird way, the whole piracy thing kind of helped facilitate that. So
bring it back to a more personal level?
Yeah, more personal level. You got big acts playing small rooms, intimate bar venues. There's so many bands to name, Strung Out. I mean, obviously they've been touring, but I mean, you can see bands Strung Out. There's so many names. There's so many bands, and even Atreyu. playing in smaller venues, you know, and making it like coming back to their roots where it's like intimate again, because bands are like almost forced to tour to make, you know, to be able to financially be stable.
Yeah, you have to tour to make any kind of financial income nowadays for the most part, at least for a band at our level. I mean, you know, like
So
our record
with
sales
you guys
are
being
not, you know,
somewhat
crazy.
punk influenced, you guys excited about the Danzig actually rejoining with
That's gonna be kind of
Misfits,
cool.
the whole
yeah.
Misfits?
Yeah, that's awesome.
pretty rad.
I'd love to see
But
that.
see, that's another outcome of that too. You know what I mean? And that's, I mean, how cool is that?
I think in merchandise, you gotta be super
Yeah.
creative with your merchandise nowadays.
Which I think almost like in a weird sense, like everything's out there. Like if you want to be a
Snorkels
band,
haven't been done yet, though.
Snorkels haven't
Assuming
been
we survive snorkels,
done. Dude, those could
bro,
sell.
right?
All right.
Because you know it's gonna keep you alive. You will survive. I don't know. Dude, I just
It'll
read
keep you aired.
Did I just write a commercial for our?
You did, for our snorkel line.
I will
coming
make
out.
sure we edit that part and send it straight to you.
But it's one of those things where it like forces you to be creative and think outside the box, and not only just be a band, you know what I mean, but grow as a business. Like
Right.
the band and the music thing is going to make you this much money in a sense, and obviously no one really does it strictly for the money. We do it because we love it, but we want to keep on doing it. So you have to make a career out of it, and you work your butt off, so you deserve to like make something out of it. But it forces bands to really think outside the box and become creative, and to find different ways to market themselves and create new merchandise and actually branch out of just music. There's so many bands on this tour now that have not only clothing lines, but even like weightlifting companies.
Oh yeah,
You
well,
know,
Branch.
Petty, yeah.
Petty's got Rise
You know,
Above
Rise
Fitness.
Above Fitness, and like,
That's like his-
thinking outside the box of
skill.
like how to take your platform and what you have created throughout the years and build something bigger than just this, you know. So
Right.
it's kind of a cool thing. It forces you to really like push yourself. So not too bad.
Yep. And we're gonna keep going. File sharing, piracy, and file sharing will not stop us.
Well, guys, thank you once again,
Thank you for having us,
Andre
man.
and Phil, right?
That's all.
And make sure you catch these guys, assuming we survive 2 more days on Warped, and then look for their upcoming tours. And once again, thanks, you guys.
Thanks
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.